Good afternoon. On the eve of 9th August 1942 Quit India Movement memory, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 8th August launched a week-long sanitation drive, and he called it as Gandagi Mukt Bharat. And he urged district officials to construct community toilets across the country. And he was inaugurating the Rashtriya Swachhata Kendra in New Delhi that day, and making this event as a Jan Andolan, that is mass movement. So why he urged this? Because he asked to the people of India that just imagine what would have happened if a pandemic like coronavirus had come before 2014. And then he asked that in the absence of toilets, could we control the infection? Would a lockdown like system have been possible when 60% of India's population was forced to defecate in the open? He asked this question because Prime Minister Modi had delivered his Swachh Bharat mission very well in this country, which WHO and UNICEF has recognized. So Swachhagra has given a lot of support to fight the corona, according to Prime Minister. And recalling the Quit India movement launched on August 8, 1942, Modi stated that evils that make the country weak quit India. With the thinking, a comprehensive Quit India campaign has been going on the country for the last 6 years. That is through Swachh Bharat mission, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So why Prime Minister Modi linked COVID with Swachhagra? Dear friends, as we all know, and the studies are there, and the most authentic study is by National Sample Survey conducted in 2012, which has once again underlined the abysmal stated sanitation in the country, particularly in the rural India. And according to that survey, only 32% of rural households have their own toilets, and that less than half of Indian households have a toilet at home. So there were more households with a mobile phone than with a toilet. In fact, the last census data reveals that the percentage of households having access to television and telephones in rural India exceeds the percentage of households with access to toilet facilities. Of the estimated billion people in the world who defecate in the open, more than half resides in India. So this was concern before 2014, and this was the situation of pre-COVID era, which is the fact that why Modi is linking this Swachh Bharat mission with this COVID-19 pandemic. So poor sanitation impairs the health, leading to high rates of malnutrition and productivity losses. We all know this. And India's sanitation deficit leads to losses worth roughly 6% of its gross domestic product, according to World Bank, and estimates by raising the disease burden in the country. And not only this, children are affected more than adults, as the rampant spread of disease inhibits children's ability to absorb nutrients, thereby stunting their growth. As many health economists said that a large part of India's malnutrition burden is owing to the unhygiene environment in which children grow up. So this was the alarming situation, and in COVID-19 we saw how we are fighting with this coronavirus disease pandemic, and how Swachh Bharat mission and our sanitation program helped us a lot. because till 2014, Poor Sanitation and High Population Density Act as a double whammy on Indian children, half of women grew up by stunt. It is not a coincidence that states with the poorest levels of sanitation and highest levels of population density, such as Bihar, Jharkhand, and Madhya Pradesh, also have highest levels of child malnutrition in our country. So, therefore, globally, an estimated 1 in 4 children under age 5 suffer from stunting, a form of malnutrition in which children are shorter than normal for their age. So this was great concern globally, but mainly in our country, India. And in India, almost 62 million children, that is 48%. This is, I am talking about till 2014, across all income groups are stunned. And stunning or chronic malnutrition is accompanied by a host of problems. What is that problem? Weak immune systems, risk of sickness and disease, arrested cognitive and physical development, and greater risk of dying before age 5. So this was health problem in India, and overall we can see that the unhygienic environment due to India's historical neglect of public health service is there, and the absence of an effective public health network in a densely populated country has resulted in an extraordinary high disease of burden before 2014, because about 48% of the children in India were suffering from some degree of malnutrition at that time. And according to the UNICEF, waterborne disease such as diarrhea and respiratory infections are the number one cause for child deaths in our country. And the children weakened by frequent diarrhea episodes are more vulnerable to malnutrition and opportunistic infections such as pneumonia. So overall, we can say that with 638 million people defecating in the open and 44% mothers disposing their children's feces in the open, there is a very high risk of microbial contamination, that is bacteria and viruses, amoeba of water, which causes diarrhea in the children. So dear friend, also diarrhea and worm infections are two major health conditions that affect school children, impacting their learning abilities. So this all forced us to think that how Swachh Bharat mission was a successful story of this country, and how we fought with that particular sanitation program in this COVID-19 era. Because earlier in 2010, the UN General Assembly recognized access to safe and clean drinking water and sanitation as a human right. And we all know that Sustainable Development Goal Target 6.2 calls for adequate and equitable sanitation for all. And the target is trackled with the indicator of safely managed sanitation services, use of an improved type of sanitation facility that is not shared with other households, and from which the extrata produced are either safely treated in or transported and treated off-site. So this all Prime Minister was knowing before he take the oath of the Prime Minister of this country in 2014, and he researched very well and launched the great Swachh Bharat Abhiyan in this country, and that was very successful, because on 2nd October 2019 he declared that India is ODF free country. Okay, so again, according to UNICEF, we will talk that hand washing with soap, particularly after contact with excreta, can reduce diarrheal disease by 40% and respiratory infection by 30%. So just believe how important this change of behavior, pre-COVID behavior produced by that sanitation program in our country, and how we saved our life through these practices. Okay, so hand washing by birth attendants before delivery has been shown to reduce mortality rates by 19%, while as 4% reduction in risk of death was found if mothers washed their hands prior to handling their newborns. And until now, a number of innovative public health campaigns and programs to improve health and hygiene have been implemented in India, but more needs to be done after COVID also, dear friends. And this includes community-led public-private partnership to improve access to toilets and awareness campaign in schools, slums, and in both urban and rural sectors. there is an urgent need for more such campaigns across the India, and that's why on 8th August, on this August 2020, Prime Minister again urged for the people Gandagi Mukt Bharat, Gandagi Bharat Chodo Abhiyan. And now he urged all the officials to make a community toilet system in every village. So this is new plan of our Prime Minister of India to fight with this type of pandemic in the near future. So what is the benefits of improving sanitation? Let us understand this. The benefits of improved sanitation extended will beyond reducing the risk of diarrhea. And this all includes also reducing the spread of intestinal worms, schistosomiasis and trachoma, which are neglected tropical disease that causes suffering for millions, and also reducing the severity and impact of malnutrition. These all are the benefits. Promoting dignity, this is very much important. Promoting dignity and boosting safety, particularly among women and girls, and particularly in the rural areas, dear friends. And also promoting school attendance. And in this new education policy, you have seen that there is a target of gross enrollment ratio to be rise. So promoting school attendance, girls school attendance is particularly boosted by the provision of separate sanitary facilities and potential recovery of water, renewable energy and nutrients from vehicle waste. And then again, I am here to quote that a WHO study in 2012 calculated that time that for every $1 invested in sanitation, there was a return of $5.50 in a lower health cost, more productive and fewer premature deaths. So this is a very good economics regarding sanitation. That's why here I am talking about the economics of sanitation. And then there is a determination of our Prime Minister. We know the Swachh Bharat mission was flagship mission of the government of India and is committed to achieve total sanitation in the country. And it is established that every rupee spent on sanitation has an economic returns of 6 to 9 times. This is also calculated in our country, calculated by in the leadership of our Prime Minister. And under the Swachh Bharat mission, ministry was determined to make cities and towns open defecation free and clean by 2nd October 2019. And remember, our Prime Minister declared on that day that India is now open defecation free country. So this is a great, huge achievement for this country, and that's why I am here to say that delivery portion is very fantastic. Of course, in terms of physical toilet construction, but again I am here to say that we have to change our behavior and aware the rural people to use those toilets who built for all the rural peoples. So we all know that our Indian Prime Minister on 2nd October 2019 finally declared India free of open defecation. When people relieve themselves in fields, bushes, forests, bodies of water or any other open spaces rather than use a toilet. And again I am here to say that the world is amazed that toilets have been provided to more than 600 million people in 60 months. This was the words of Prime Minister Modi, building more than 110 million toilets. This was announced by the Modi for the whole globe, that look how our delivery system at present in India. So as many as 27 states and union territories have declared themselves ODF so far. So almost whole country is ODF free country, whole states is ODF free states, and that's why I am saying that 98 to 100% is now we are ODF free country. Because over 90 million toilets, that is 9 crore toilets, have been built across rural India so far, taking the national rural sanitation coverage to over 98%, dear friends. And this was rose from 2014 39% to 98 to 100% in this particular 2019 year. So this mission helped a lot in this COVID-19 era, because all the rural people, all the people started using those toilets and washing their hands regularly, and they saved their lives due to these practices. Because I earlier say the status of ODF is all India status. There was in 2001 only 36.4% was using toilet in India, and in 2011 this again rose only up to 46.9%, and in 2019 October this rose up to 98%. And when we talk about Uttar Pradesh type of states, then in Uttar Pradesh also there was 31.43 in 2001, for 35.6 only in 2011, and that Uttar Pradesh has marvelous delivery system, and Uttar Pradesh is now 100% ODF free states. So this is the story of this mission, and because the Swachh Bharat mission claims to have improved the coverage of toilets in rural India from 39% to 98%, and households between 2014 and 2019. Okay, and this in turn led to change behavior for sanitation programming. As a result, district officials become emotionally involved in the program and felt pride at their achievements in ridding village of open defecation. So that's why Prime Minister again on this 8th August 2020 appealed with those officials and Gram Pradhans and each of citizens now to move for Gandagi Chodo Abhiyan. That is, now we have to remove all the dust in open space. So now the second phase of this mission is Gandagi Chodo Abhiyan. Okay, so earlier WHO estimates that India has prevented 3 lakh people from diarrhea due to this Swachh Bharat mission. Okay, and the absence of adequate toilets and water facilities, as well as a lack of awareness about proper sanitation and hygiene, were reasons why people defecated in the open. But attitudes towards defecation in India are a significant challenge in eliminating the practices, and mainly in rural areas consider defecating in an open space to be cleaner than having a toilet inside the home. So this was the behavioral problem, and that have changed by this Swachh Bharat mission and awareness program, and that's why WHO estimated that due to this program India has saved almost 3 lakh children and people from dying. So this is very good achievements, and there are very many benefits regarding this sanitation program, and this could be seen in this COVID-19 era, and that's why I am saying that now the sanitation economy is a promising area for this study, and the sanitation economy is a $32 billion per year market in India today on the particular date, and now set to be doubled to an estimated to $62 billion up to 2021. So this is a very much alarming sector for this country in the coming year, because let us know what is for the benefit of the students of economics. Let us know what is sanitation economy. The sanitation economy, dear friends, is a robust marketplace of products and services, renewable resources, flows, data and information that could transform future cities, communities and business. It presents vast potential for global economic growth and the societal benefits of universal access to smart, sustainable sanitation. It leverages innovative new business model, established businesses with scale and disruptive technologies to transform sanitation system fit for our common future. And here I must distinguish between all three. There's a distinct area of the sanitation economy. This divided into 3 parts: toilet economy, the circular sanitation economy, and third is a smart sanitation economy. What is toilet economy? Toilet product and services innovations that provides toilets fit for purpose for all context and incomes. So this is an alarming field for the students of economics. This spans centralized and decentralized, sewered and non-sewered high water tables, and low income to high rural urban peri-urban. Toilet designs apply circular sanitation economy principles to minimize waste and CHGs and capture data to feed the smart sanitation economy. And in the circular sanitation economy, toilet resources preferred from human feeding into a system which replace traditional waste management with a circular economic approach. So this is a very innovative field nowadays in the coming year for the India. It connects the biocycle utilizing multiple forms of biological waste, recovering nutrients and water, creating value-adding products such as renewable energy, organic fertilizers, proteins, and many more. And in the smart sanitation economy, digitized sanitation system that optimize data for operating efficiencies, maintenance plus consumer use and health information insights, and is a key part of smart city architecture. And that's why I am here. See that this is unexplored area, dear friends. The sanitation economy has emerged from this unexplored territory, which is turning toilet provisions products as services, biological resources, health data, and information to monetary and social benefits. This is a very potential field. The toilet, this is a fully realized that benefits of the sanitation economy. It will be necessary to facilitate pathways to achieve this goal. So we have to make now in coming future smart cities and smart rural areas, and for that this sanitation economy is a very important part for the study, because the smart city or the smart rural areas can replicate an array of new opportunities via smart sanitation approaches. So dear friends, in this amid COVID-19, we have to think about this this new area of research and move for that. And earlier Swachh Bharat mission showed us the way, and we saved life, and that helped us by changing our personal hygiene, by industrial impact, by institutional change, by daily life, and by single use no to single use plastic. So this is a shared basic infrastructure and shared value prospects for this country. And let us hope that now through better sanitation facilities, India will improve the health of their citizen, and we will fight with COVID-19 in very strong way with this sanitation policy. Thank you.